Welcome back. You're watching Kissimmee FYI. In today's Solutions for Your Life segment, the folks from the Extension Services Office want to remind boaters to steer clear of the nesting areas being used by a specific type of bird species that happens to be endangered. Also, as the weather begins to warm up, we'll begin to see more aquatic weeds cropping up on local lakes. Joining me now to explain how the Extension Services is addressing both issues is Stacia Hetrick. She is a member of the Aquatics faculty with the University of Florida Extension Services Office. Hello, Stacia. It's always good to see you. So here we are looking at the lake situation. The aquatic weeds are always a challenge for Extension Services. What are the worst aquatic weeds that you deal with in Osceola County?
The two worst weeds that the managers deal with are Hydrilla and water hyacinth. Hydrilla grows under the surface of the water. It's a submersed plant. And water hyacinth is a floating plant that floats on the surface of the water. Both of these species cause problems for boaters trying to navigate our waters. They cause problems for flood control, as well as impacting our native species. And boaters can help prevent the spread of these weeds by removing all the plant material from their boat before they leave the water body.
Okay, so essentially if it gets stuck on the propeller, they're transporting it and it grows in wherever area they end up in. Okay, so now that the weather is warming up, are the weeds going to start sprouting?
Yeah, a lot of our plants are going to be growing faster, including our invasive aquatic weeds. And with the warmer weather, we're going to see a lot more of them. The hydrilla right now isn't really apparent. It's under the surface of the water. As the months start to warm up, we're going to see it a lot more on the surface. This will cause problems for boaters trying to navigate as well.
Okay. Now, speaking of boaters, if you are out on your boat, apparently there's more signage going on around the lakes. What is posted on the sign?
Well, for the past couple years, we have had endangered snail kites, which are raptor-like birds. They're like a hawk. They're about the size of a hawk. They have a hooked beak with a white patch on their tail, and these are endangered snail kites. We are lucky enough to have them nesting on our local lakes, and their nesting areas are posted with these white signs, and they indicate to stay out of these nesting areas. The birds nest in dense stands of cattail, so that's where you'll see these signs. And the nesting season just started in the last couple months, and it'll go through July or August.
Okay, so you're actually enlisting the help of boaters so that you can make sure that these birds are protected.
Exactly.
And what do they need to do aside from steering clear? Do they just need to be mindful of the cattail growth so that they aren't getting into the nesting?
Yeah, pretty much any dense stand of cattail, even if it's not posted, could have a snail kite nesting in it. Once the researchers find the nest, they'll post it. But it's just a good idea to stay out of the thick clumps of cattail and other vegetation in general right now. And the Fish and Wildlife Commission is recommending to stay at least 500 feet away from the signs to lessen the impacts and disturbance on the nesting kites. And boaters also need to learn how to identify these birds so they can be aware of where they're foraging and not disturb them while they're doing their daily activities.
Okay, so between the snail kites and the aquatic weeds, if people want more information so that they can be educated, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, which I think will be posted on the bottom of the screen. It's our website for the Hydrilla and Hygrophila demonstration project. And a lot of the major boat ramps have kiosks that we have information about the aquatic weeds as well as the endangered snail kites and how to identify them. You can find that information in these kiosks. And they can always contact our Extension Services office. We have numerous publications that we can provide them as well as just answering questions.
Okay, well thank you, Stacia Hetrick. It's always good to know that the Extension Services is looking out for our endangered species, but also trying to keep up with the problem of the aquatic weeds so that we can keep them at bay as best as we can.
Yep. Thank you for having me on the show, Carla.
It's always a pleasure. Come back and see us. Still ahead on Kissimmee FYI, mark your calendar for a community event designed to take you down a healthy path. In this week's News for Your Health, we'll talk about the significance of Public Health Week. Stay with us.